Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video. Now welcome to another hybrid replay of Climb to Master. So this is where you have the point of view of me playing, and you've also obviously on the bottom left now got the key inputs, but you're having a commentary of me doing it after. So a lot of the time these are actually more educational, more analytical, because I'm not obviously playing while doing them, so I can explain stuff more. So Kennen goes for a bit of an aggressive play in mid lane, which enables me just to jump on his face. Remember, 9 times out of 10 situations on Darius in a 1v1 at level 1, W is what you want to take for a couple reasons. One, it's an auto attack reset, and obviously to get your passive, which I think at level 1 you'll be getting roughly a bonus 20 or 25 AD if you manage to get it off. So you really want to get your passive. Obviously it gives a bleed as well, so get that attack reset in, but it also is a slow. So this is generally the best thing to take at level 1 if you know you're going to be fighting quite a bit. And even if you're not fighting, sometimes it's the best thing to take, because it's also, if I'm not mistaken, hopefully I'm not, it's also a last hit, obviously securing tool that gives you mana back if you last hit with it. So it's good in that regard too. So this game was a few days ago, and it was a little bit weird. I will also say this game was in Diamond 1 promotion series. So yeah, we are nearing Diamond 1 now, and I will say, slight spoiler, but I have, obviously doing this later, I have been in Diamond 1 promo twice. I'm not going to say which Diamond 1 promo it was, but it was in one of them. But yeah, but this game was a bit weird. We have a Heimerdinger 1 trick in the mid lane, who's taken Smite, by the way. Don't really know why, and I will say, even throughout this game, I don't know why he did it. There's nothing in this game that made me kind of go, oh, that's why he's got Smite. He just does it on everything. I looked up his profile. He plays mainly Heimerdinger and a little bit of Orianna, and he takes mid Smite on both of them. And it's like, again, there's people with weird playstyles all over the shop. If you go on a little bit of a rabbit trail, and you can find these profiles of League of Legends, and again, you don't want to make fun of people too much, but some people's profiles are just, you look at them and you just go, holy Jesus, there's everything. There's people that literally do not take flash ever. Anyway, we are getting ganked, and this gank caught me off guard, if I'm honest, because I just didn't really know what the path the Shaker was taking. So I think I am going to go down. Obviously, Shaker also has Ignite, so we'll go down, and Kennen gets it. He gets first blood, so that sucks. But yeah, we're double in farm with the Kennen right now, so we're not that far different in gold, I guess. It's obviously still not good. Meanwhile, a gank coming in the bot lane. Obviously, we got Yuumi on the enemy team. Miss Fortune dies, and then that should leave a Yuumi open for a free kill as well. Which, again, that's what the biggest negative of what people are taking from Yuumi is. It is the biggest example, the biggest in League of Legends, of if you manage to do well against a Yuumi and you kill that AD carry, it's pretty much a double kill 8 times out of 10. 80% of the time you're getting a double kill, where normally it wouldn't be. Normally your support would be able to maybe get away. Yuumi can't. They don't even take flash. So it's an all-in strategy, and if the all-in doesn't work, think of it like a 6 pull in StarCraft, a cheese. If it doesn't work, it really doesn't work, and that is definitely Yuumi, and that's why I would never do it in a solo. I would only do Yuumi and duo queue when you trust your AD carry you're attached to. But anyway, the matchup specifically, so this matchup is a Darius counter. It is known as a Darius counter for a couple reasons. The main one is obviously you're just safe as a Kennen, or you're supposed to be, because you can just, with Kleptomancy especially, you can just auto-attack Darius for free. You get a lot of Klepto gold. You've got your Q poking, you've got your W poking, and if Darius gets a bit too close, well, you've got your E. You've got the rush that you can just speed away, and you can stun him relatively easy. So again, it is a counter, and I did blind pick Darius here, but that's the thing. Someone has to blind pick their lane, and I was the one that did it, and we got counter picked Kennen. But that doesn't mean, you're always going to be useless, and I think that's the main lesson that you can get with today's episode. Kha'Zix's returning bot lane. Not surprised that they're camping bot. Before, I think, by the way, Miss Fortune didn't use flash to survive. That time she did, but then my Vayne just went for a weird flash play there. But yeah, as Darius specifically, what am I attempting to do? mainly just survive and have a relative okay farm score in the early game, meanwhile enemy team being quite aggressive. Again, remember, Shaco has no escape after he's used his Q for a good few seconds. I'm going for a teleport play, because I'm thinking, you know, top lane is never going to be going well for me. Going to go bot lane, manage to get one kill, go for the E, unfortunately out of range. But yeah, that's nice. So again, Kennen's always going to be annoying to me. We free up the bot lane, we get a solo kill, there's 300 gold in my back pocket. And what else am I going to do? If I'm top lane, I'm just going to get poked out. So that's where the teleport plays are worth it. And that is why, if people are wondering, why teleport this game, not Ghost? That's why, because, you know, Ghost is an all-in spell, but even with Ghost, it's so hard for a Darius to even stay on a Kennen. Like, it's just the way the matchup works. I've played this matchup quite a bit. So teleport enabled me to go at least do other things around the map. And in late game, teleport will enable me to split push if the opportunity does present itself. Split pushing, I will say, against the enemy team is quite risky. Not because of the obvious reason. It's more that the enemy's team fight is scary. So a Orianna ultimate, Kennen ultimate, Fortune ultimate, Yuumi ultimate, all great team fighting ultimates. So if I'm split pushing and my team get caught, they are going to get decimated. So it is a risky thing, you know, split pushing, but it also, if it brings Kennen to me instead of him team fighting, maybe that's a better thing for my team, taking away a Kennen ultimate or something like that. Again, our team fight isn't that bad either, surprisingly, even though we've not really got any of those big wombo ultimates. They've got 4 technically. We've got a Darius for resets. We've got a Vayne that can just kind of pop off if they don't get focused. Got a Kha'Zix that also can kind of do his own little thing. And Heimerdinger's not bad in team fights. You know, if he uses the ult grenade, it can stun the whole enemy team. Definitely underrated as a champion, Heimerdinger. Again, he's not crazy hard to play, but he's not as easy as people think either. But he can... It's very easy for a Heimerdinger to become useless, is what I'd say. If it's the Yuumi effect. If it does well, it's really good. If it does bad, it's pretty bad. The Heimerdinger just doesn't do any damage if they fall behind. Until they get maybe up to like 4 items at least. And I just noticed my mic might have been a little bit away from my mouth, so hopefully that's better. But yeah, frustrating lane. So we're just going to go back. We're accepting the loss in the early game, and that is something that I think a lot of people should just do in League. I'll say again, recently solo queue, again, it's been going okay, couple Diamond 1 promos here and there. It's been quite frustrating, and the biggest reason why I'm getting frustrated with people, even in Diamond 1 MMR, is because they don't know how to play safe, they don't know how to play smart, and sometimes you're in a matchup that's like, just gotta farm, just gotta let them get ahead, you know, don't risk it. People don't. In Diamond 1, people are mucking it up. A lot, by the way. Heimerdinger having a bit of a trade with Orianna. Again, still at this point of me playing this game, I was like, what's it about? And if you're wondering why was there not a live commentary in this game, again, because this was in Diamond 1 promo, it wasn't that I was doing a commentary and stopped commentating halfway through. I went into doing this commentary knowing I wasn't doing a commentary. I was purely focused on gameplay. Again, I was still talking a little bit to the Twitch chat, but not enough to warrant a full commentary, hence why I'm doing one now. So we do rush the Mercury Treads. So why Mercury Treads? Obviously, it helps against Kennen is the obvious answer, and CC. Tenacity obviously is something that Darius needs, and I'd only really ever go Ninja Tabby as Darius if you are specifically against something that is going to be doing a lot of AD damage. If you're against something like a Vayne top or something like that, yeah, sure. Even against something like a Renekton, I would probably opt more for Mercury Treads than Ninja Tabby, because you know you outscale him, and it also helps with his stun W, and yeah, you outscale a Renekton anyway. Riven is more on the fence, because, you know, Tenacity does help against a Riven. She has a stun, but she might do too much raw AD damage for you not to get Ninja Tabby. So you've got to judge the situation accordingly, and that's why you can't follow a cookie cutter build that you do every single game, every single episode, every single whatever. You can't do that. That's a sign of a bad League player. And a good example of this game was I was playing it, and just, you know, it'll be in the thumbnail. While we get a nice E on Kennen, we'll just go for this for now. Going to go maybe for an all-in, because, you know, I see my opportunity, hit the Q, go for a Flash W ultimate, and at this point, I missed that little last auto there, by the way, which because I got stunned. I thought the Kennen was dead. He was on 2 health. If you rewind, go look at it. He was on 2 health at the top left. That little auto attack that he stunned me on, obviously that was the kill, but I still expected him to die. He literally survived on 2 health. But as I was saying, this game is a good example of when people kind of go, you know, cookie cutter build, you're wrong. we go, I'm pretty sure if this is the right game, we opt going for Black Cleaver this game. When Twitch chat was going, well, you're not Triforce. Triforce is core. Triforce isn't core on Darius, it's an option on Darius. The two options that you have as the core item, the core build on Darius, is Black Cleaver or Triforce. It's depending on the situation you're in. Meanwhile, Kha'Zix goes top lane, he does get the kill on Kennen, so that's good. But this situation, this game screamed Black Cleaver to me for a couple reasons. Black Cleaver not only helps yourself to shred armor, that obviously the Kennen will be eventually getting a Zhonya, but it also helps your teammates. You're shredding armor for your teammates too. We've got a Kha'Zix, we've got a Vayne. I want them to do well as well. Black Cleaver was 100% the answer to this game. And plus, Triforce I've always found isn't bad. Obviously, I do build Triforce half the time I play Darius, but it's also like riskier because you're quite squishy, and I also like the cooldown reduction. Obviously they both give cooldown reduction, but the cooldown reduction combining with the health of Kingle Gem, I just find it a little bit better against a lane like Kennen or a assassin-ish like Shaco. It makes me more beefy, and I just feel like it's stronger in this situation. So again, don't always have that cookie cutter build that you're going to be like, you have to do Triforce every single game. No. Adjust to the game you're currently in, and this game to me, and again, I could be wrong, but to me, as the player playing in the Diamond 1 promo, Black Cleaver was just the way to go. So farm-wise, surprisingly, we're actually not that far behind the Kennen, which is really nice. You know, he hasn't poked me out too badly to deny me farm. I've had to base quite a few times, but he's not that far ahead, which also could lead, maybe he's missed a bunch of farm himself. You know, that could be the answer to that. So we're going to kill the cannon. No, we're not. Huzzy cannon. Bot lane dies, the Vayne, and again, that's bad for me missing those cannons. That you know, that's inexcusable. So you can see Kennen already got his Seekers, as we mentioned, going to be building that Zhonya's very early, because why wouldn't he in the end of the day? It's a core. That's a core item on Kennen, not even first, though. You don't buy it first item. We get a nice little trade there, actually. He panicked, and he ulted really early. We save our ultimate for nothing, so that's great. So that means when we come back to lane, we could have some little advantage in the 1v1 tournament if he did decide to fight me. But this is, again, inherently where the counter of the matchup comes in. He could just decide not to fight me for the next couple minutes. He could just stay back, and there's nothing a Darius can do about that, unfortunately. So yeah, the game is oddly in this weird limbo that we know our late game isn't bad. The enemy's late game isn't bad either. Surprisingly, I'd say, however, our comp is scarier in, well, obviously both comps have their advantages. Our comp is scarier in some, the enemy team is scary in others. So they do get a kill with the Shaco ganking. It does seem that the Shaco is putting a lot of his time into the bot lane, which I don't think is a bad idea, but you can notice the enemy AD carry, the Misfortune, is 1 and 5. Again, people may think that I hate Yuumi. I don't. I actually think the champion's quite cool, but I've said many times already, I just never would do it without being duo Q. Secondly, I think it's very risky to do it without being a mobile AD carry. Again, the basic principle of Yuumi is you are limiting the choice that the enemy team can go for. So again, in a normal situation, if you take my team right now, Vayne and Lulu, the enemy team has two options that they can focus. The Vayne, meanwhile Kennen is poking me, keeping me away. The enemy team can go for Vayne, or they can go for Lulu. But with a Yuumi lane, you basically only, more or less 90% of the time, can then go for the Misfortune. So everything is on that Misfortune. If she makes one little mistake, she mucks up, she's dead. Because the enemy team is only going to be focusing her. And I think inherently that is the problem with Yuumi in solo queue, is if you're not duo and you don't trust the AD carry's positioning, that's not a good idea. So they do get a kill. Again, the strength of it is quite strong, but it's just risky. And I've also had a conversation or two with some AD carries. AD carries, some of them, don't want to play with Yuumi's, not for the basic reason of like, oh, I think she's bad, because they don't want to be the sole person that can get focused. They don't want that. They're like, I'm playing Vayne myself, I don't want the enemy team to only have the option to focus me. That's going to give me a harder lane phase. So there is definitely an option there too, or a reason why you wouldn't want Yuumi. So Heimerdinger's damage wasn't bad there. Again, he has, by the way, completed the jungle item for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Again, we did say earlier, there wasn't a reason he built it. Kha'Zix goes for an all-in. Again, this game is going to get spicy. The tower, obviously tier 2 doing a lot of damage. Heimerdinger, for some reason, was so deep on the enemy team. He will end up dying. Misfortune go in the backline. I just throw a flash on her because I just wanted to try and save the Lulu. I get a kill on her. Maybe I should alter to get the reset, but wasn't needed, and we're just going to back out. So in total, I think that was a technical 3 for 3 because Kha'Zix killed Shaco a few seconds before the fight actually broke out. But remember, there is an Infernal Dragon on the map. Again, I've been getting, admittingly, more stressed about Infernal Dragons since I got data of Infernal Dragons recently. The win percentage of when you get Infernals is drastic, like crazy high. Like, you're talking... Your win rate of getting one Inferno, your win rate suddenly goes up to 55-60%. If you get 2 Infernals, it's like 85%. It's ridiculous. So when I see junglers, you can see me in the Twitch chat. Like, obviously, it's Diamond 1 promos. I'm quite stressed. Infernal is so important to me. And again, especially in a game where both teams don't have a tank, both teams have got 5 people building AP and AD, it's really valuable. Like, really valuable. So that did tilt me a little bit, it must be said. Again, never being toxic in the chat is just saying, yo, can you focus, especially when there's an Infernal up? And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Again, it's probably pointless me saying it because people don't really listen in solo queue, but it's just frustration that you know, that's coming out. And again, if your frustration comes out and it's not toxic, that's fine. And again, don't push it, don't type paragraphs, little 2 sentences, boom, the topic, the conversation is over. So again, really weird play by the Heimerdinger going for a tower, ults under the tower, and it doesn't do anything there. Vayne by herself in bot lane with no vision, does also die to the Yuumi and the Misfortune. So again, the game's not looking amazing. It's even, it's 11 kills each at this point. We've got 105 farm with 2 and 2 as Darius, so not a terrible game, but nothing to boast about either. You know, we're 40 odd farm down to a Kennen, which it sounds bad, but you are in a counter lane after all, so that's not the end of the world. Kha'Zix trying to kill the Kennen, doesn't manage to get it, unfortunately. And we're going to just take the bot lane. Again, we have always said that one of my big weaknesses when I'm playing mid or top lane is I don't go to side lanes. I don't just force myself getting farm. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm like, this bot lane's mine. You know, I'm taking it. I'm going to farm a little bit. And I normally wouldn't do this type of thing because I'd be too polite. I'd be like, no, Vayne, you can have it. Well, no, I need this as Darius, so I've just taken a couple waves in bot lane. Let it push. Obviously, I can't push more than that. We don't have vision to protect me. So then look to group in that situation. It's about like trying to maximize your gold income with also being a little bit safe. So yeah, again, game plan. I think our objective game is arguably very strong. You know, our Baron plays, Dragon plays. It should be relatively strong if we focus them because Kha'Zix wrecks Barons because his isolation damage. Heimerdinger wrecks Barons with his towers. Vayne shreds them with Bork. So, you know, it is a pretty good comp for doing it. Potentially all in. That Yuumi, man, if my team was quicker, that Yuumi would have died instantly. You can see Shaco being caught out by the vision there. I'm going to just walk mid. I do have teleport, but I'm hoping my team is just going to play smart, maybe back out if it's not going well. Kha'Zix is looking for a pick in the enemy jungle. Heimerdinger going for turrets just to kind of do some shred damage. At this point, again, normally, well, a challenger potential Darius wouldn't be here, I would imagine. The difference of a challenger Darius, they would probably be bot lane farming where I'm trying to help. Try to go help the Kha'Zix, but we do end up getting caught out. The enemy team manages to get there before my team does, unfortunately. So we both go down just for an Orianna, so obviously not worth. And my team didn't get the top lane tower. They also came over to help. So again, that's another thing that I definitely do, is I come over to help way too often. I should have just stayed bot lane, stayed farming, built up my strength even more, where instead I walk, I go help, and I die. So again, be greedy sometimes. You know, it's called solo queue. Again, I am a pure solo player. I don't play duo queue, so I should be greedy of myself solo, which I'm not. I should be a lot more. So going to be respawning. I'm going to guess I go bot lane, but Heimerdinger also is looking like he's going that way. Again, this Heimerdinger very as much as doing what I'm saying I should be doing, you know, trying to go side lanes, taking farm. But I go for a teleport play because I'm like, my top lane, this should go well. So Yuumi stops me, and Vayne goes all in and nearly dies. We are going to kill her, or Lulu does. Then this is going to hopefully be a kill on the Yuumi. She's going to try and slow me. Lulu should be able to speed me up, and she does go down. Shaco is now also in the area. Don't manage to get my ultimate off, by the way, but I do know which Shaco it is, and we are going to finish him off. Again, we kill the Shaco. How do we know which one? He had stacks of my passive when his real version had stacks of my passive, but the clone didn't. So I instantly knew which one the real one was. Again, that should definitely be a thing. I have heard many things of what people think that clones and all this should do. It's like, oh, they should copy the stacks, or no, like it's not supposed to be like the ultimate deceiving complete clone thing. It is complete, but if you've got stacks on something, they shouldn't be on both. Again, a very basic way to counter a clone champion is just before you think they're going to split. If a Shaco, you're expecting him to ult, ping the Shaco just before he splits. He splits, and the real Shaco will still have the circle ping around the champion. Again, that's been a thing for since the ping system has been around. That's never changed. But a lot of people just don't know about it. Again, it's not that hard to find out which the real clones are at all. Again, the biggest tell is their movement. A clone's movement is never going to be like a real player, unless they're a godlike Shaco that can control their own character and the clone perfectly at the same time. Yeah. Which isn't, again, even in Diamond 1 MMR, is not really a thing. But yeah, so we're going to now go for a bit of side lane. Finally, going to try and get the tower. We don't have teleport, so we're hoping my team doesn't do a massive and catastrophic throw at this point. We are going to give away the dragon, though, which, again, it could be giving the dragon away because I'm not there, potentially, but I don't think we've got dragon priority yet, or objective pressure yet. Again, a Vayne AD carry is fantastic. You know, I actually really like when they're on my team, but you've got to be pretty patient with them. You know, they're not always going to be amazing early, and they're a great hyper carry where Misfortune definitely has more strength in the early game. So that's okay just to be patient and wait. No idea what that Misfortune is doing, by the way. Just walks straight into a Kha'Zix, which also leads to, you know, the walking double kill Yuumi. So that's very questionable. I think their over-aggression is getting to them. And again, you can see in the chat there, ×9 MF. They're not duo. So this Yuumi, again, is completely reliant on the Misfortune's positioning. And if the Yuumi's been complaining, and again, this is why I'd say it's also a risk playing Yuumi. If you're duo Q in bot lane and you're a little bit toxic, or you know you're a bit passive-aggressive, salty, and your AD carry isn't doing very good, if you type bad things to that AD carry, they're not going to care about their positioning as much, which normally wouldn't affect you as much, but it directly affects your life. Orianna ultimate with Kennen ultimate. Kha'Zix managed to secure it. Shaco's in the pit as well. Kha'Zix goes down, but we're just going to, I think, try and survive. Obviously, a very quick Baron, a 22 and a minute and a half Baron, so that's fantastic. Again, like I mentioned earlier, objectives, our team does them very quick. Kha'Zix, Heimerdinger, which he wasn't even there, I don't think, for most of that Baron. Vayne, Darius isn't terrible at it. Lulu's not bad at it. So again, very good objective control here. But what would need to happen to secure this game, and what I'm already thinking, again, this game was maybe 2 days ago, you're not winning this game without beating them in a team fight. And beating this enemy team in a team fight is going to be quite difficult to do, admittingly. You know, they've got Kennen ultimate, Yuumi ultimate, Orianna ultimate, so it's going to be pretty rough to do so. But yeah, I don't see us winning without it, because, you know, I could split push, but that is so risky that if my team just gets engaged on, a Shaco gets somewhere and he gets a pick, we could lose the game. So that's always in the back of my mind. And again, it's the inherent problem when you don't trust your solo queue teammates. And even though, again, people are surprised by it, you're in the top couple % of the game, I really don't trust my teammates, like basically ever. I think it's not an unhealthy thing to not trust them, but, you know. Alright, so Shaco going for an execute on the Vayne, doesn't do enough damage. He is, again, Shaco is supposedly to have a relatively strong late game. I've never really thought so. Misfortune comes too close to me, and she will also go down. Orianna ultimate combined with the ultimate, then great combo there. Imagine if there was a Kennen on top of that with his ultimate, that would have been scary. But I just go down for 2, which so far has been worth it. Let's continue watching. Potentially a little bit of an overstay by Yuumi. A nice stun by the Shaco, and they should be able to get out. So a 1 for 2 overall, as long as this doesn't continue going any more directions. So again, yeah, Shaco's win rate goes up in late game, but I've played this game for a long time. I've played against Shacos for years. I've never seen Shaco as a late game champion. Again, what counters Shaco isn't his scaling, it's decision making, it's playing smart. If you just group and you protect the AD carry or whatever, that, you know, he's obviously going to try and one-shot whoever he's going for, he doesn't really do anything, and then they a lot of the time have to resort to split push, and I don't rate split push that highly if, again, you know what you're doing. So smart play counter Shaco, And even I'd say our comp generally counters Shaco here. You know, he's going to go for a Vayne or whatever. Lulu is a massive counter to him, massive counter. You know, polymorph so he can't do backstab damage. You ultimate the person he's trying to kill. Heimerdinger's great versus him because you've got the turret play. Heimerdinger going for a big turret ultimate play, does get the nice stun. He is going to continue trying to do damage. Misfortune again, dead. Being way too aggro, but it does come with a return double kill by the Orianna, being a good aggressive flash player as well. I'm going to make my way over. Shaco, as you can see, is trying to get another pick. Doesn't get it. I'm going to go, hello, how you doing? Get one kill. Going to return. Get a nice E on 2 people. The Yumi's going to swap over to the Kennen instead. Managed to get that 750 gold shutdown. I was going to try and continue for the Kennen with the movement speed, but the box stops me, and I'm relatively happy with that. So I'm starting to make a bit of an impact on Darius, especially if I don't get focused, if I get forgotten about. Yeah, I can do stuff. And it does kind of seem that the enemy team is definitely all guns blazing on kill the Vayne or kill the Heimerdinger. There's not much focus on the old Darius, which is a cool thing for me, for sure. So I'm not comfortable at these health bars. You know, the enemy team is starting to respawn, so I think, you know, just back out. We did get the tower, which is good. There is a dragon respawning, and I'm just saying, I've got teleport. If you need me to come, I will come eventually. I don't like that the Vayne is actually clearing that ward, giving vision of her low health, and as you can see, she gets caught out for it. At that low health, you can't risk it. You know, now we're giving the dragon away, all because mainly, you know, the Vayne wanted to clear the control ward. Just get out of there. You know the control ward's in, you know the control ward's there. Kill it later. You know, that's the thing with the control wards. You don't always want to clear them. As weird as it sounds, there is an actual strategy of not clearing the enemy control wards. Why? Because when you know where the enemy's vision is, you know where to avoid. If you get rid of that control ward, they're just going to put another one down somewhere else that you don't know. So it's not always the plan to kill control wards. Not always. Most of the time, yes. But there's a small percentage that, no, you shouldn't. Especially if you're a stealth jungler, that you know you can avoid them. So, yeah. So we're down in bot lane. I don't think I'll stay here long. Maybe push a wave or two and then head together with my team. Because again, the game's not going bad. Again, scary enemy team fight, but I think we can pull it off as long as we kind of maybe kite backwards. Or we split off. You know, if the enemy team goes all in for the Vayne, but I manage to get to a Misfortune, then we can do that as well. That's not a big deal, because I can definitely kill this Misfortune. To be honest, I can kill most of their team if I was left alone with them, for sure. You know, we're level 15. Level 16 is obviously what we want to try and get to. That gives us the big reset bonus with our ultimate, that it doesn't go on cooldown if you get reset. And we're just holding off the mid lane right now. Kha'Zix is looking for a pick, but that is obviously a very risky position to be. Baron is spawning soon, so if he goes down, he is going to go for a kill on the Orianna. I get box feared randomly, and he will survive for now. Enemy team is trying to chase him down, however. I'm going to flash on the Misfortune to see what we can do. I get Orianna ulted immediately. I get exhausted, doesn't matter. I'm now in a, well, supposedly a 1v3 situation. I kill both of the carries in this situation. Then the Yuumi is going to be my free triple kill, and voila! So there, we get 3 people. We kill both of the enemy AD, both AD carry and mid laner by ourselves as Darius. We get the triple kill. And the weird thing is my team died. You know, we've got Heimerdinger left, but the Vayne died, the Lulu died, the Kha'Zix died. When I was I think the only one that got hit by Orianna ultimate. Kha'Zix, I think, got low by the Misfortune, but they, you know, there was no Misfortune in that big team fight. There was no Yuumi ultimate in that big team fight. So I don't really know how that went as bad as it did. We just had a small advantage in that fight. So again, a bit surprising, but it happens, I guess. Kennen in this game, by the way, is 7-1. I'm now 8-4. So both top laners are kind of popping off in their own way. Kennen obviously dying less. I'm, you know, killing more a little bit, and that is just now starting to happen. The enemy comp as well, worth mentioning, is incredibly squishy. What does Darius like? Squishy people. When you kill one person on Darius and that gives you your passive up permanently, and you can, you know, one auto attack and your full passive goes on that person, you know, they're dead. So Shaco flying a bit too close to the sun. I walk up, we notice he's going right. Heimerdinger going to go for a big old rocket play. Boom, get the Shaco free Baron. Again, that Shaco being as close as he was to the Baron and taking a bit of damage from me, using his Q not to escape as much. I think, by the way, he was still slowed by my W, which why his Q didn't get him far, far away. So that's really good for us. Free Baron. Enemy team doesn't even look like they're going to be contesting it. And you can see the Yuumi in the all chat being a little bit salty. And again, Of all champions to not be salty on, Yuumi would be my ultimate one not to be toxic or salty on, because you are completely reliant on other people's positioning. If someone just doesn't like you and you're being annoyed and they've accepted the loss, they might just kind of go, ah, damn, I, accidentally got caught with a Yuumi attached to me. Oh, Yuumi, you're dead as well. Boom, like what just happened there. So yeah, Yuumi to me really shouldn't be a champion that you risk that. Orianna ultimate coming down completely misses. Going to work our way into the base. Not sure we're going to be able to end right now. Obviously, the enemy bot lane dead. Shaco is around somewhere. We can see him now then. No Orianna ultimate, which is a big bonus. Kennen has still got his ultimate. Shaco, obviously very squishy. Hasn't had the greatest game, this Shaco. Going to go for the kill on him. I do manage to get the kill with the dot, so I am now dominating. And this is also a great example that not everything is lane phase. Why I wanted to show this replay is, one, it was a highly stressful, game, being in Diamond 1 promo. But not everything is lane phase. If you just went off lane phase, you're against a Kennen, it's going to be really annoying to deal with. We just focused on, our game. Lane phase was definitely not it. Meanwhile, Nexus play happening, really close to ending, and we will end the game. My team really didn't want to end the game there, but holy moly, that was really close. But that's going to be that. I don't know if I go into the end screen, because again, this is a replay. We'll have a quick look and see if we do it. We do. You can see the Twitch chat is going woo, reacting to the game ending in that way. So you can see at the top, we lost one game. This now was a win, so the next game was a deciding game in Diamond Promo. I'm not sure if that's a game or not. I will disclose right now, because I may as well. We were in 2 Diamond 1 promos of the day of recording, and we lost both Diamond 1 promos, sadly. It was a weird day. We had rage quits, we had trolls, we had raid inters and stuff. It was a really weird day, and you're in Diamond 1 promo of all things. So we end 955. Obviously, that does make the promo even, and then damage done, dealing not bad Darius for not bad damage for a Darius that's getting kind of bullied a lot of the game. The Kennen does a fantastic game too, and you can see the Shaco doing less damage than a Yuumi. But that's gonna be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it, throw a subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.